HR data is full of hidden signals, and conditional formatting is one of the fastest ways to spot them. Today, I'll show you quick conditional formatting hacks that instantly turn your HR raw data into insights without writing a single formula. You can immediately apply this to any HR data set, exit data, performance, payroll, hiring, anything. Welcome back to HR Analytics and Rewards Lab. On this channel, we simplify HR analytics and rewards for professionals like you. So here is our data set for us to show some quick hacks on conditional formatting. Please feel free after this video to practice on your own. I will just be showing you a few of them. So here's our unique identifier. Remember that before you start any HR analysis, always check for duplicates, clean your data in essence. So the first thing we will do conditional formatting, like I've done in my previous videos, is to check for duplicates cells. So I'm going to highlight my employee ID, go to conditional formatting, highlight duplicates, and say okay here. So in the event that I find out that everything on row 18 and 19 is the same, I just have to delete one so that I don't have any duplicate information. And when I'm trying to key in fresh data, it will instantly prompt me that this employee ID has been used for me to either drop or correct the data. So I'm going to delete this. And then the next thing for us to say is, okay, we want to check any employee that have joined from 2024 to date. So I'm just going to go to my conditional formatting. I'm going to highlight cells that are greater than, let's say we want to check for 2024 December. So it means I'm going to say 2023 December 31st. So it's going to tell me, so it's going to highlight for me now everyone that has joined from 2024 to date. So if you have a large data set, this is very important for you. Maybe you want to just expunge this particular data set so you can quickly spot this on your data set. Then for the next hack, I will say, okay, I want to check anyone who is above a particular average or below any average for my tenure. So people who have stayed higher than the average tenure in the organization. So let's highlight this. The average tenure for this is 6.1. So I want to say anyone who has stayed above 6 years in the organization, I want to see it. So I'm going to conditional formatting. I'm going to top bottom rows and say, okay, either above average or below average. Maybe I want to just focus on the long serving employees. I'll say above average, and I'll say okay. So it instantly just highlights people for me that are above the average, that have stayed in the system above the average number of years. Then let's say I want to, again, for my appraisal score, know people who have scored greater than or less than 70. I will just highlight the particular column or the columns, or if it is on the entire data sheet, whichever one works for you. So again, I say, okay, tell me those that are greater than 70. So I say, okay, greater than 70, I put 69.9. So it tells me this, and I want to say, oh, it's not greater than I'm looking for. I want to clear the rules. So I'm just going to clear my rules here. It says clear rules from selected cells or clear rule from entire sheet, but it's just this one column I want to clear. So I'll say selected cells. So it takes me back to default setting. So now I want to know those that have scored less than 70, those people I want to work on their performance. So I'm going to go to conditional formatting, highlight less than 70. So I'm going to say less than 70 here, and it's going to highlight them for me so I can see instantly, so I can decide to work on them. Then there are situations where you want to touchlight a particular data. So in this case, appraisal rating, maybe I want to instantly see those that are partially successful. I'll say, okay, I'll highlight this, and then I go to new rule or manage rules. Any one works. So I can go to new rule and say, okay, data sets that contain is what I'm going to select. I select this, and I say data containing or specific text. I want to say specific text because I'm looking for something in particular. Then containing, if I say containing and I want to spotlight successful, containing would mean that it will highlight partially successful or unsuccessful and successful. So but I exactly wanted to say just partially successful or just successful, I would just say beginning with in this case, or ending with, depending on whatever it is. But in this case, beginning with, and then I say beginning with partially. So I take partially. Now I don't want this is going to show you how the text will show, but I want this partially now to show me in red font. So I'm going to go to my format, I'm going to go to my font, select font, and I'm going to go to the color and select the color I want it to show, maybe red. So it shows me how I'm going to do. If I want to strike it through, I select it, but in this case I do not want that. So I'm going to say okay, and it's showing me this is how it's going to appear. If I'm fine with it, I say okay. And you can see that all my partially successful highlighted in red. See, case in point, this is excellent. If I change this excellent to partially successful, you can see this happens. If I change this partially successful to outstanding, you see that this is no longer red. So you can repeat this particular exercise to change successful or outstanding to green, the text. But in a case maybe I want the field, the cell color in itself to change because of a particular rating, I can do that as well with conditional formatting. So now let's look at our promotion status. Everyone on PIP, I want the cell to instantly pop out at me. So I go to conditional formatting. Again, I go to new rule. Again, I select format only cells are contained, and then specific text, and I want beginning with or containing, and I select PIP. Again, I go to format. This time around, I'm going to go to my field. So I'm going to say PIP, highlight it red for me. Pattern color, I want it again to be red. Now, because it's red, I might not want the font to remain black. So I will go to font and say, okay, maybe change the font for me to white. And I will have this, and I will say okay this, and you can see that the cell and the font will change color, and I'm saying okay here, and immediately every PIP here would change to a red cell color and a white font. So in this case, I can decide to change this promote. Anytime I change promote to PIP, it would immediately have the same effect. If I change status quo to PIP, I would have the same effect. So conditional formatting can do a number of things. It can quickly spotlight data errors for you. So I would advise that you go in here and explore using conditional formatting. So if you like what we have just discussed here today, please subscribe to this channel for more HR analytics insights.